This is a tutorial of how to make a fluffy cloud tree. I was originally inspired by this artist I found named Paul Bond, and he is an artist that explores magical realism. So here are some of his pieces. You can see they're very magical. A lot of fluffy clouds and a lot of fluffy trees, which is great for our project with low ink markers because they are awesome for creating the texture that we need to do a fluffy cloud tree. So I'm going to be looking at this painting and I will do a drawing tutorial from this painting, and you can follow along with your low ink marker. So you'll need your low ink markers. That I'll give everyone a few to work with. And even though we're doing a tree, we're not doing a regular tree, we're doing a magical realism tree. So we'll just do the whole thing with our low ink marker. Since it'll be pretty light, we can draw lightly as we would with a pencil. So to start the tree, we're going to start near the bottom of the page, leaving room for the top and the fluffy clouds. And just start with a line that goes up and make it have a wide tree trunk and then stop. This is where the roots go in to the ground. And then the tree starts to split. It splits here and it goes up a little further before it splits off here. So I did a little bit of a crooked mark here, and you can copy me or do something a little bit different. Everyone's will be different anyway. So I'm leaving a little room so that I can make this tree branch split. And this split goes like this, and it gets skinnier. And this one gets really skinny before it shoots up and just stops at a point. This one comes out, and this one comes out. And you'll notice this is just going to stop. But this one is going to keep going up. And this one is going to be skinny, and this is going to come up. So they're all getting a little bit more skinny as they go up. And then this is just going to split into two little points. And this is going to come a little bit this way and then go into two little prongs. And this just stops. So I'm going to let you do that. You can pause the video if you need to. Then we're going to come over here and start to look at this. This is going to come up on this side and back out. And then I'm going to come back to this side, and this side is really cool. It crosses up, and it goes skinnier and skinnier until it goes up, and this is a skinny branch. And it just sort of stops. Everywhere that it stops, we're going to eventually put a fluffy cloud. Let's start adding some fluff balls. First, we'll make the edges of our fluffy part. It's a lot like drawing a cloud. And now we will start to shade the bottom with the running out marker. And you can just lightly pet the page, not put a lot of pressure on it, and let it run out. Go hard at the bottom, and then I'm doing a swirling motion, like a little circular motion and I'm pressing down and then lifting off as I go above into the middle of the cloud. So hard and then soft. Hard and then soft. And this cloud has a really cool section that kind of goes like this. And it also, you can play with how hard you do this and how soft. And it doesn't matter what color you have. And I'm just adding a little bit of fluff. I'm going to try one over here now. Same idea. We'll do the boundary of the cloud first. Oh, mine goes off the page a little bit. That's okay, it come back on. And yours might be a little bit different. And the bottom of the cloud, you press down hard. And then you just softly, softly it's being very gentle. And having control over how hard you push. And then very soft. Let's come back to this part. Let's continue our tree. We had this part go up, and I'm gonna have a second line come back down. And these are just gonna stop. And then I'm gonna follow this down and connect it to here. So it divided into 3. So at this point, you can start making more fluffy clouds. I'm going to draw the edges first. And each cloud, I'm going to make it darker at the bottom. Now let's add a horizon line. So we have a line behind the tree that's pretty far in the distance that just goes straight across. And then if you want to add any sort of mountains in the distance, you can add those. I just realized I forgot a little cloud piece. So I'm going to just add that in the same technique. Then we can start to add shading on the tree. So the tree limbs, this one, the tree limb is a little darker at the bottom, and it gets darker on the bottom of each branch, a little bit on the edge going down, and this branch is pretty dark, so I left the tops light, and the tree trunk is darker here and darker here. So I'm just going in the direction of the tree and shading it a little bit harder on the right side of the tree than the left. So I'll continue to add some shading on the bottom of each branch. And now I will add a shadow underneath the tree. And the more I go back and forth, the more layer of shadowing it will add. And then this mountain range is a little shaded, so I'm going to add that. And there's some more clouds back here, so I'm just going to add some small clouds in the background. And the sky is a beautiful color. I could either do it with the same marker and just make a light color in between the branches like that, really, really lightly, so that my sky is filled in. And this is just a really nice, soft, monochromatic drawing. Monochromatic means all one color. Some finishing touches you could add. This artist has added some flying birds in the distance, and they're abstract, so I'm just copying his shapes. And there's some up here too, flying. You can add anything you want.